Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Pennsylvania State Capitol. We are so grateful you're here to join us in celebrating Architecture Week 2026. I'm Mr. Mickelson, 2026 Board President of AIA Pennsylvania. For this celebration, it is fitting that we are gathered in the East Wing Rotunda of our 2024 50-year Timeless Architecture Award winner, the PA State Capitol. The American Institute of Architects of Pennsylvania, AIA PA, is the statewide voice of the architecture profession, a profession that shapes every community, every building, and every public space in our Commonwealth. We represent approximately 3,000 licensed architects, emerging professionals, and allied partners dedicated to advancing the design excellence across the Commonwealth. AIA PA advocates for good design, supports professional development, and connects the architectural community from Pittsburgh to Philadelphia and every community in between. An architect's work is not just about buildings. It's about the quality of life those buildings make possible. Today, we celebrate that work, and we celebrate the future of the profession. Let me welcome to the podium Steve Zori, EVP and CEO of AIA Pennsylvania.
Thank you, Alicia, and thank you for the welcoming. Good morning, everyone. Architecture Week is always an exciting time for us. It really gives us an opportunity to step back and ask, really, what does the profession mean, not only to our members, but to the community at large? And I think a lot of people, that important fact is lost on them. So this gives us a chance to emphasize what architects do and what they mean to all of our communities. Not just to architects, and again, to all the people who live, work, and learn in the spaces that our members design. Pennsylvania boasts several schools of some of the very best architects in the world, and I think a lot of people don't realize that. We are very blessed here in Pennsylvania to have several schools of architecture, producing a lot of great architects and architectural work. And our goal here at AIA Pennsylvania is to continue not only to support our architects of today, which means celebrating the excellence of design and all the work that we talk about on it, but also inspiring young people to carry this profession forward. It's so critical that we inspire young people to follow that path. We need the diversity in the profession. We need not only diversity across the board, but diversity of thought. And what we see, the more faces, the more people around the table helping to come up with a solution, the better, always. So I am proud to share this year also that AIA Pennsylvania has received a meaningful share of support from Pennsylvania State Senator Tim Carney. And a lot of people don't know this, but Senator Carney is an architect. For over 35 years, he worked as a practicing architect before entering public office, and he introduced this resolution hot off the presses, commemorating Architecture Week in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I find that particularly powerful in what I've been able to see Senator Carney do. Senator Carney knows what it means to stand at the drafting table and work on a design problem, to engage the community, and more importantly, to collaborate with others to bring a vision to fruition. And he has carried that experience and that sense of intentional collaboration, that mindset to the halls of the Capitol. And we've seen it in several issues. And we're very proud that he's a champion of our profession, and it's something that we are deeply grateful for. The introduction of this resolution is a reminder that architecture is not just for private practice, it's for the public good. And when our legislators recognize that, it really opens the doors not only for our profession, but for the communities that they serve. So before I hand things back to Alicia, I want to say a word about some of the things you'll see behind us and around the Capitol. Right here in the Rotunda, we're showcasing the work of some of Pennsylvania's finest architects and some of the winners of our 2025 Design and Excellence Awards. I hope you'll take some time after the program today to check out the displays. These projects, again, represent some of the very best of what our profession can accomplish, and I'm proud that they are in the building today. And again, one more thing before I turn it back to Alicia, and I'll go off script here a little bit. It's really, I think it's lost on, certainly it was lost on myself before I was lucky enough to represent this profession at AIA in Pennsylvania, but literally everywhere we live, everywhere we worship, everywhere we learn, everywhere we work, was designed by an architect. And not only was it designed by an architect, it's more than just a pencil on paper. It's a pencil on paper. It was designed with intentionality. It was designed with the end user in mind, not only to create a safe space, not only to create a sustainable space, but to create a space that will enhance whatever you're doing. So personally, I am really lucky to see all the great things our members, and I hope you'll join me in taking a look at those things. And think about that the next time you are in one of those buildings, doing your thing too. So thank you very much, and Alicia, I'm going to bring you back. I'm going to give you this resolution again. Very nice to Senator Carter. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. I do want to take a moment to tell you a little bit more about the displays that we have going on. So the exhibit here in the East Wing Rotunda features the 2025 Design Excellence Award winners, projects from across Pennsylvania that represent the breadth and ambition of architectural work happening in the Commonwealth right now. Each project is represented by an arrow designating the location of the project or the firm that's completed it, and that includes a QR code that you can scan for additional information and interactive project details. We encourage you to pull out your phone and explore. We are also featuring a short documentary on this year's 50-year Timeless Award recipient, the Sarah Steve Gallery at the Carnegie Museum of Art. This award recognizes real beings that have stood the test of time, remaining as vital and relevant today as the day they were. The Sarah Steve Gallery is a stunning example of exactly that, and we will love it. A program is only as strong as its partners. And for Architecture Week 2026, AIA Pennsylvania has found a remarkable partner in the Pennsylvania Library Association. To tell us more about that partnership and the PA4 initiative, I'd like to welcome Rob Lesher to the podium.
I would like to start by congratulating the AIA on their citations and recognizing architecture needs. It is exciting that libraries were given an opportunity to share with architects throughout the Commonwealth to celebrate a special recognition. As mentioned, my name is Rob Lesher. I am the PA4 Program Manager with the Pennsylvania Library Association. PALA represents libraries and library workers all across Pennsylvania, representing public, academic, special, and school library interests. PA4 is an initiative of the Pennsylvania Library Association built on the belief that literacy is power and libraries provide the fuel. Libraries across the Commonwealth use PA4 to guide the work that they do to improve literacy, which helps to give greater opportunities for our users. They serve to improve their individual lives. This is especially true of libraries and other work with architects throughout Pennsylvania. Why does literacy matter? Well, pro-literacy, an international literacy nonprofit, notes that low literacy skills cost the U.S. economy $300 billion each year in lost earnings, lower workspace productivity, higher crime, and the need for more government assistance. In fact, pro-literacy has also developed a 4-tier scale to describe the level of literacy achievement people can attain and have attained by raising one of our users by just one tier on this model would lower the user's chance of falling into poverty by 80%. How does literacy move forward? At its foundation, literacy is about reading, writing, communicating, and working with numbers and spaces. However, the need for literacy does not stop there. The PA Forward initiative also recognizes that for our users to be fully functional in a 21st century community, they also need foundational literacy skills in information, health, financial, and civic and social literacy. All skills that libraries recognize as critical and strive to improve. Architects throughout the Commonwealth will be celebrating literacy by reading the book Even Architect by Andrea Beatty, hopefully inspiring hundreds of children to see themselves becoming an architect just like them. That is the power of stories, transporting readers, building understanding. Thank you again to AIA for this partnership. We look forward to having architects read to children in libraries throughout the Commonwealth. And we look forward to moving forward together and trying to build literacy skills in Pennsylvania residents today.
Thank you, Rob. Libraries have always been places of discovery. And through this partnership, they're becoming places where the next generation of architects takes the very first step. We're grateful to AIA and the entire PA Forward Network for helping. And now, the centerpiece of today's event. I'd like to invite Myra Weiss, Communications Manager of AIA Pennsylvania, to formally introduce our Stories and Design program.
Thank you, everyone, for being here today. This Architecture Week project was kind of my baby, so I am grateful for everyone's participation. Again, my name is Amira Weiss. I'm the communications, my official title is Chief Communications Visionary and Storyteller for AIA in Pennsylvania. And with that title, kind of bore this project. So we're excited to formally launch this year's Architecture Week Stories and Design program. The Stories and Design program is a statewide initiative. As Rob mentioned, we've worked with the Pennsylvania Library Association and the PA Forward Network to bring the world of architecture directly to students in libraries throughout the Commonwealth. So the program is centering on our architect volunteers. We have some of our volunteers here with us today, and we are so grateful to them. They're going to be hosting architect-led story hours across the state featuring Moving Head Architect. This is a beloved children's book by Andrea Beatty that's introduced countless young readers to the joy of designing and building. After finishing the reading, students then get to take part in a hands-on design challenge where they get to think like architects and design places to live, work, and play for different types of animals. For example, designing a school for giraffes, designing a stadium for fish. And with that program, when we're engaging in that design activity, they're learning about empathy for their clients, they're learning about problem solving and creativity. And all of those skills are things that our architects know only too well. To date, AIA has confirmed 44 architect-led story hours in 23 counties across the state, with additional events expected before Architecture Week concludes. All across the state, a young person is going to have an opportunity to meet with an architect, hold a book, and start imagining what they might one day design. In addition to the scheduled story hours, we were also able to ship out 97 boxes to libraries all across the state. Each one of those boxes contained a copy of A Pet Architect. We also provided a bookmark that had additional reading options on architecture-themed books. Our Hello, My Name is Future Architect stickers, as well as the design activity. This program would not be possible without our incredible architect volunteers. From the bottom of my heart, thank you to all of our volunteers. Wow, I'm a giant baby. For making this possible. Generous grant funding from AIA National and the AIA College of Fellows we were able to sponsor this project. And without the libraries across Pennsylvania that opened their doors to us. We believe that a strong profession begins with an inspired pipeline, and through the Stories and Design program, we're planting those seeds one story at a time. With things, I want to just highlight, I'm going to step off script for 1 second, because Senator Kearney was kind enough to give us our Architecture Week resolution, I would like to read this out loud. And I also wanted to highlight Senator Keating's been kind enough, he's hosting a story hour with the children at the Lansdowne Library this afternoon as well. So our 26th senatorial district in Pennsylvania resolution states, whereas Architecture Week is an annual public celebration recognized from April 12th to April 18th, 2026, and hosted by AIA Pennsylvania. And whereas Architecture Week brings greater public awareness and appreciation of architecture and showcases the impact and value of design. And whereas Architecture Week is an opportunity to celebrate the rich architectural history of Pennsylvania and an opportunity to advocate for great design going forward. And whereas AIA Pennsylvania was chartered in 1941 and represents approximately 3,000 individual members, including architects, associates, and allied design professionals from the AEC industries. Whereas AIA Pennsylvania has promoted design excellence for more than 85 years, championing policies that benefit and empower Pennsylvania's architects. Whereas architecture reflects the richness of the nation's diverse heritage and vitality of its spirit, Pennsylvania's architects have combined advances in building technology with design innovation to enliven our cities and communities and improve our quality of life. And whereas thoughtful architecture creates more valuable, healthy, secure, and resilient communities, and whereas during Architecture Week, we recognize the architects and design professionals whose creativity and dedication enrich our communities and elevate our quality of life. And whereas Pennsylvania recognizes architects as a force for positive change and appreciates their contributions within our communities. Now, therefore, the Senate of Pennsylvania does hereby proclaim April 12th to April 18th, 2026 as Architecture Week in celebration of the positive long-term contributions of architects and in recognition of AIA Pennsylvania. I'll hand it over to Melissa for our closing.
Thank you to Senator Keating and the Pennsylvania Senate for the introduction of the Architecture Week resolution and for standing with our profession. Thank you to Rob, the Pennsylvania Library Association, for an extraordinary partnership. And thank you to Amira and the entire AIA and PA team for everything that went into making today happen. And thank you to our architect volunteers who are showing up across communities in the entire state. Don't forget to explore the display here at the Rotunda, scan the QR codes, watch the documentary, and take in the incredible work we're doing. It is a reminder of what this profession is capable of. Architecture 2026 is a celebration of excellence, of community, and of the future. We hope we today inspired by the Pennsylvania architects we're building, not just in steel and stone, but in the minds and hearts of the next generation. Thank you and enjoy Architecture Week.